Hey guys, Marsengen here, bringing another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to be taking a look at the INT Trunks that just got his EZA on Global with this batch of the World Tournament units. I had some of the extra medals from the previous World Tournament ranking placements. Obviously his EZA just released with this set, so if you don't have any medals you have to wait until the rewards come in earlier in the week to actually get those. But we're going to take a look and see how good he is. He's full level 10 links. I haven't given him any real sort of proper equips. I gave him an EX defense equip, but I'm not really sure how much we'll actually use this guy after the showcase. Now, he does have a good super attack effect, right? He does supreme damage, but then he raises attack and defense by 50% for 3 turns. So if he gets an additional super, on his next appearance, he's keeping all of those stacks, right? And then his passive skill is key 3, attack and defense 150, great chance of additional attack and defense 150, high chance of an additional defense 100, then he has a medium chance to crit, so it's 30%, then it also says performs a critical hit within the same turn after receiving an attack, and then he has an additional attack 50% when attacking. So he has a 30% chance to crit unless he gets hit first, and then he has guaranteed crit. Now the problem is, we're starting off, we got 300k defense, so when it comes to turn 1, I have no idea like how many of those random abilities procced, right? Because it's 70% chance he's going to get 150, and then an extra 50% chance he's going to get an extra 100. Now, it would be nice if this was him with maybe one of those, whichever one, not procced, but because technically these World Tournament cards are free-to-play cards, with 300k defense start of turn, I'm going to assume that he's actually not got that buff, but we'll see how this plays out here. So we're going to attack with you. We'll get these for you. We've got 3 orbs active here: Golden Warrior, Super Saiyan, Royal Lineage. We've got the Tech Super Trunks on the team, who of course once we get him to transform, they will link pretty well together. He is a unit that is going to benefit from, of course, having this Vegeta around to be a solid slot 1 unit, and there's a lot of units we can then have floating on the team, like the Tech Super Trunks, like the Physical Sword of Hope Trunks, that will give this guy some extra links. Now, the thing about his design is, with the super attack effect being a buff for 3 turns, that means that, in theory, with the design of his kit, he's a unit that they want you to keep on rotation, because we've seen some characters, I think the Evil 21 has this, where their defense raises for 4 turns, which means if you float them off in slot 3, they come back 4 turns later. You get that, they've still got that buff from their previous super attack, whereas this Super Trunks only gets the buff for 3 turns, which means if you float him off in slot 3, when he comes back, he's not going to have the buff that he got from the previous turn, right? So we did attack once. We are going to get our buff here. I'm going to use this just so you actually get an extra attack this turn. Is there any way I can get only 1 orb for Bardock? It doesn't look like it, unfortunately, because if I could not super with Bardock, that would have been ideal, just to make sure Super Trunks at the end here could actually get some attacks off and then potentially transform. I mean, I suppose if Vegeta doesn't crit, he won't do crazy damage here, although 6.5 with the support from the Bardock. Because of the way Vegeta's buffs work, he just gets significantly better when he has support on the rotation. Like every unit does, of course, but because of the way his buffs multiply in, support seems to give him so much extra. And of course, we get the, even without a Goku, we get the full optimal triple super turn here, but no crits, so not a crazy amount of damage, which means Super Trunks should hopefully be able to get his attacks off here. We got enough Android/Cell Saga allies on the team for him to get the additional from his passive, so hopefully we can... we didn't get the hidden potential though, and the additional from his passive wasn't a super. So he still needs to attack, was it twice to actually transform into Super Trunks? So we are going to have the support here from King Vegeta. We do lose out on a couple of our links. If I transform Vegeta, I have a feeling he's probably just going to kill. So now we're starting off at 483k. Now, bear in mind that King Vegeta gives 30% support to Vegeta family. Trunks isn't a hybrid Pure Saiyan, so it doesn't stack. So him only getting 30%, that would lead me to believe that on turn 1, when we had the 300k defense, that wasn't the full proc. Although Actually, yeah, saying that, he does keep the 30% defense from the super attack effect on the last turn. So I think, actually, if we take into account the super attack effect buff and then the buff from the King Vegeta support, I think if we removed those, he actually is at the same amount as he was start of turn last time. So unfortunately, that doesn't really help us here. However, I will say, on this rotation, 483k defense, with then the fact that he's going to get another 50% on super because he's going to get that other defense buff. I mean, that is pretty decent. Like, he'll be tanking most normals from non-physical enemies. So that's definitely not terrible. My expectations are kind of always low for these World Tournament EZA characters now. Because so many of them have been kind of lackluster. And when I read the kit for this Tech Trunks, the problem is that so much of his kit is RNG related, right? So it'll be interesting to see if we get a turn where we are actually not getting the buffs from his passive. Because again, still difficult to know when you only see like 1 or 2 turns what the difference is between them, right? So Vegeta going to tank this quite nicely. But 480k defense start of turn, then getting the buff on super. Of course, if he gets an additional, it would be the double buffs. Only 4.9 for his attack stat, though. I mean, we are missing a lot of links as well, to be fair. So there's a significant difference to see when we've got our links active. But we do have a support unit here to kind of make up for that a little bit. In fact, in a way, it's kind of good we didn't kill him, because we can just get this rotation done and out of the way here nice and quick. So we'll get an extra stack or 2 for Vegeta. I mean, I think even without a crit, he probably just kills him here. And then we can see what INT Trunks is looking like at the start of the next turn. So Vegeta up to 7.2. Man, I love this tech Vegeta. He's so good. I don't know if that was my one or the friend one. The friend one is Rainbow. Mine only has the 1 dupe. But yeah, Super Trunks going to transform. He needs less attacks than I thought then. This will be a good rotation in terms of links now. So let's see what we got here. So we are start of turn, we're at 239. See, this is now with no support. 239. We've lost the stacks from the previous, like that first turn. So now he's lower than he was on the very first turn. So if he's at 239 now, I'm assuming that means we probably had the... It was just the high chance for the 100% buff, I suspect, went off in the first turn, but it didn't on this one. Now, this is where it gets dicey, especially if this is going to happen later in the event, as it has here, because his super attack effect, he's going to get another 50% defense raise, but that means he's only going to go up to, like, just under 350, or just around 350, which is okay for normals, I guess, in this event. But then if he's to get hit by a super attack from this tech cell, then obviously that would not be very good at all. And we have quite a lot of links active here now. Messenger from the Future is a good Trunks link, 10% extra attack. Soul versus Soul is attack and defense 5%. So you can see here, even with these extra links active, his defense being that low is certainly disappointing, and not the kind of thing we would need to see for him to actually be relevant in like a difficult event, right? Because when we think about, even on global, we're stuck in this Zamasu and Omega kind of meta. But even when we look to the anniversary content that's going to be coming out, or even like the movie Bosses Red Zone 2, right, that comes out for global, starts to come out with the release of the Harudegan and Dragon Fist Goku, and then they had the last 2 stages when the anniversary comes along. Maybe if one of those bosses is tech, like, he could have a spot on the team, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've talked a lot on global about how Vegeta's team is not as good as it is on JP and could definitely use some buffs, but I mean, yeah, is he really going to be a viable option for any of these events? Like, if you're at the mercy of RNG, you get the worst possible turn, right, where you don't get any of those buffs. And then he's going to be looking significantly worse, right? So we'll see how this plays out here. I'll flow off Bardock, because Bardock is probably not a realistic unit to use on the team anymore when it comes to how well he would do in upcoming content especially. But remember that we are only a couple of days away now, because we're still at the weekend when this is being recorded, from getting the EZAs on Monday with like Super Vegeta in Android 16 and that AGL Super Vegeta, who will be a very interesting support unit that we could run on this team as well. So Bardock is just here for the sake of showcase. If we're jumping into a really difficult event, then obviously we probably wouldn't be using him. But all right, so what are you up to now? 583k defense here. So if we go ahead, and we do still have our guard as well. You're at 319 now. So we did get one of those extra procs then to be at 319, which means we're looking at around 450k on super without support. Now that should be enough to tank normals from this chunky cell, but let's have a look and see what we get here with the extra links in terms of attack. But yeah, when it comes to this guy's design, like, his defense can be okay, but I think the big problem is that for his defense to be as mediocre as it is, the attack and everything that he's bringing to the table is just not enough, right? As I say, with his super attack effect essentially making it so that you want to keep him on rotation or you lose all of those buffs, him dropping a 3.2 million attack stat and then that's it. We did get the crit because of the medium chance to crit in the hidden potential. But then, yeah, 150k from normals from this cell. Now, yeah, he's type disadvantage, but, I mean, this second form cell, whilst it is annoying that he super attacks at the start of the turn pretty much every turn, he's certainly not, I think, what anyone would consider a difficult boss at this point in the meta of the game. Whether it's, you know, obviously not for JP because they have the anniversary content, but even on global, right? Not considered a particularly difficult boss. So 150k from normals from him is definitely not good. But we'll go ahead and grab these here, get these stacks, and then do this. So we'll see one final turn of the Trunks against the Cell. We are going to have the support from Bardock, as well as the couple of extra links. I probably will transform the Vegeta as well, so that'll be one of his better rotations. But as we are right at the end here, this is where we ideally want all of that RNG to be on our side when it comes to his procs. And we do have 483k. So that is pretty good. We do get 50% on super, so he should be able to tank normals here relatively well. Now we just need to see whether the RNG is really on our side and we end up eating a super here or not. So go ahead and grab these. Of course, Bardock could be the one that ends up eating a super, which would not be great for us, but we'll go ahead and do this. I'm going to avoid hitting the nodes for Vegeta. I didn't realize we were about to get the Dokkan attack, and of course he will do a lot of damage if we get the Dokkan attack with him. So we'll go ahead and avoid the nodes. Of course he tanks for double-digit damage, and he's starting at 10 mil, the friend one, after getting these extra stacks and just transforming him at the end. So we won't bother hitting these to get any of the extra bonus damage. And then, let's see. He's probably going to get at least one. Well, he got hit first, so he's definitely getting one additional super. Well, I suppose the helpful thing is I didn't see where the rest of the attacks were on the location, on the rotation, but the action break on his attacks is pretty good, although he is being attacked again. That's the thing I wasn't sure of, because he's fine, right? It's not like he's not going to tank that, especially after a triple super turn. But let's see, what can INT Trunks do on this turn with the support here? 5.3. Yeah, I mean, again, he is just technically a free-to-play card, and he tanked for double digits, he got the crit on the super, but yeah, I don't know, it's just like, are you going to run him on the team over some of the other options? Now, it's not like there's a really good standalone Super Trunks, because even the Tech Trunks, if you want to use him, obviously he is a unit that just, you know, he transforms, so then they don't have the same name, and it's all good. Wow, this guy got way more stacks. He's at almost 1 million defense. Then we can transform. We're not going to get another turn in here with the Super Trunks because Cell's health is way too low. So we're going to go ahead and put the Big Bang attack in here to finish off the video. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of the INT Super Trunks down below in the comment section. After reading his kit, I thought he was going to be pretty terrible. Whilst I wouldn't say he's great by any stretch, he's slightly better than I thought he was from just seeing his kit. My initial reaction without using them yet is that the Tech Ultimate Gohan is the worst one. But I will go ahead and do a showcase for him. I'll do showcases for all of them. I should finish high enough in the World Tournament that I get enough medals to EZA, not only all of the rest of the ones from this World Tournament, but also there's 2 from previous ones that I haven't done. The STR Gohan with the Z-Sword and then the STR Kid Goku. So I should be able to get all of those EZA'd. I'm interested to see AGL Final Form Cooler, but yeah, let me know what you guys think of the INT Super Trunks down below in the comment section. And when this video goes up, I'll probably still be in the middle of the World Tournament Weekend Subathon Day 2. So if you are seeing this video, come check out the main channel. I probably will be live. Come say hi. And if you're still grinding the World Tournament, let's grind some more of that together. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store. And I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.